For the last one of the season, because it's starting to get a little bit chilly, we're going to Cremona. This time while we drive down, I'd like to talk to you about a topic that I think it is overarching to what we do, which is trying to enjoy track days. This is the topic. And the theme of today is, I do not think we enjoy driving fast. I think we enjoy driving the limit. This might sound like a subtle difference, but I try to explain it a little bit more with a phrase I'm sure you heard it, which is driving a slow car fast is more fun than driving a fast car slow. Every one of us, I think, understand what this means, and I think we all agree this makes sense. But every time we take a decision on, for example, the car we need to buy, the type of tire we want to use for the track day, or the type of activity we want to do there, we never use it as a concept. We always diverge from that, and in my hypothesis, we diverge into a less happy solution for driving. Some of you can enjoy driving a very low pace, enjoying the landscape on going mountain roads, or even enjoying purely static meets like cars and coffee, meeting new people, taking pictures of cars, but I really cannot do this. I need to drive, and I need to drive very hard. So driving hard, fast, and pushing a lot might push us into trying to enroll in competition, for example, doing races or looking at other people's pace at the track days. But this is not a happy solution. Because competition does not depend on what we do. Competition depends on what the others are doing. Because everybody's trying to, if you want to win and everybody's trying to win, you depend more on the others than on yourself. So you cannot rely on the others to be happy. And I think if you shift the focus from going faster than everyone else to just drive the limit of your car, trying to experience it at the limit every single possible way at the track, which is corner entry, mid-corner, corner exit. This is something you can do every time, everywhere, regardless of the car. So this is something you can actually use to be happy, to vent, to go there and push. Today, I'm sure we are going to Cremona. I'm sure I can go there and push the limit every single part of the track, or at least try to. And this I know I can do it, and I know I enjoy playing with the car at the limit to dance with it, and when the rear slides a little bit on entry or on exit. And focusing on that, make sure that I know I can do it, and I know I can be happy about it when I go home back. This is not true for competition. But believe me, I did it in the past. You can look at the Cervesina video that I posted 2 months ago, where I described what I did in my life. And I really would like to go back to that if I had the budget, which I don't have. But I can guarantee it is not a happy place. Competition is hard work. Competition means trying to win and working very hard to achieve it, being relentless at it. This is not fun. It is satisfactory when you can achieve the result, but it's not a hobby. It's not for your mind to relax. I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know in the comment if you agree or not. This would be the concept to which I will go back in the future. For example, when we describe the type of car that I think you need to have to enjoy a track day. But we will get to that. Now we're getting close to Cremona, so let's have a look.
Cremona Circuit is 130 kilometers in the south of Milan, just 20 minutes from the city that gives its name. Cremona is an historic city known for its exquisite violin-making tradition. Stradivari was born here. Thus, the city blends musical heritage with quite riverside charm along the Po River. Cremona is genuinely worth a visit, compact, calm, and easy to explore on foot. Within its historic center, anchored by the Romanesque Cathedral and the Grand Plaza del Comune, you'll find a beautifully curated museum of the violin. The museum occasionally hosts intimate performances where original historic instruments are played, letting visitors hear their rare voices in person. Consider organizing a visit to the city if you're coming down to enjoy their track. Both the city and the track sits in the middle of the widest Italian flatland called Pianura Padana. The landscape is thus wide and open, marked by fields, farms, and by the occasional mist or fog that settles over the horizon, giving, on a good day, a calm and poetic atmosphere. On a bad day, a Dusseldorf-like experience. The Cremona Circuit Angelo Bergamonti, formerly known as Circuito San Martino del Lago, named after the nearby village, is a relatively young track founded in 2012 by two Italian-Swiss motorcycle enthusiast brothers. Originally focused on motorcycle testing and competition, it featured a layout much like the one we will drive today, though slightly slower through its opening and closing sections. Its freedom echoed circuits like Stazione Vorare Franciacorta, where we already have been, but with noticeably longer straight that created a more challenging braking situation where I did not spare myself a trip in a gravel track back in 2016. Thankfully, the circuit was renewed in 2021 with updates to the first and last section that significantly improved the flow. The final sector is now wider and banked, replacing the old stop-and-go corners with a much more fluid sequence, while the opening section, especially corner 1, is faster, offering a true challenge even for expert drivers. Even after these upgrades, the track remains primarily dedicated to motorcycle testing and racing, with the highlights of the event being the 2024 World Superbike Race. It has also earned respect from car racing teams, and most of the Italian racing teams are from northern Italy, who frequently conduct tests here, making it one of the northern Italy's most complete and sought-after circuits. With motorcycle, cars, and busy test sessions sharing the schedule, securing a driving spot in Cremona can be a challenge, but it is sure worth the effort. The circuit measures just under 3,800 meters, and though relatively short, its recent updates are giving it a solid flow with several mid-speed sections that challenge even experienced drivers. Corner 1 is a prime example. Approached in 4th gear with light braking, it demands that you carry a solid dose of speed while still preparing for a quick slowdown needed to set up corner 2. This part I tried so many times. In fact, at one point I was entering the track just to practice this as much as possible. As I told you before, the focus here is play with the limit, in this case in a 4th gear situation, rather than trying to do whichever lap time for whatever comparison with others. Corner 5 and 6 add another layer, a long combined braking zone that demands real finesse in modulating braking pressure to slow the car while still unlocking rotation. Towards the end of the lap, the long straight provides a perfect opportunity to practice firm and committed braking into the following 3rd gear section. Fortunately, the remaining corners are either open or banked, tying those key technical points together into a circuit that flows far better than its size might suggest. But let's now finally go for a lap of the circuit.
Starting the lap, staying on the right close to the wall, trying to carry a lot of speed. A little bit sketchy here, braking hard for 2. Using all the track, very good. Remember to sacrifice 3 for 4. Stay in the middle here. There you go. No support from the rear for cold tires. Braking for 4 and 5, the tricky one. Not entirely satisfied with this. We might want to do something with the car to have more rotation in the front. Brake on the left here, use all the track. Carrying speed for the open corner here. Sketchy on the rear here. We want more rotation on the front, but we have to struggle with it a little bit. On cover 9, the hairpin. Very wonderful sunshine shining on us. This right here is flat with this car at least, easy on 4th gear. Prepare for the other hairpin. Try to carry here a late apex. I didn't do this, don't do like me. Launching on the straight, very long straight here. There is a car coming up on us, maybe we can do it. Trying to brake at 100 meters, the car is coming on us. I'm sorry. Ruined both laps, I'm very sorry about this. Missed just the speed difference here. Anyway, this is the last section of the lap. You will see a proper lap done with no commentary in a few days in the channel. Cremona was real nice. I suggest you to come and take a visit. Maybe in slightly warmer weather is better, so may try to target maximum the end of October. We were very lucky with the weather. It was very chilly, but the day before it almost snowed, so plan accordingly. I'm saying hi because we will wait for a little bit for the next track review. We will wait for warmer weather, and we do not have the budget to ship this car to New Zealand yet. So Stay safe, enjoy your holiday, and see you next time.